Hi boys and girls, this is the recap video for Robert Townsend. We're going to work on the power chords that we did today and the two songs that we did with the different groups. Some of you groups did the Shawn Mendes power chord song and some of you did the Smoke on the Water. So I'll quickly run through those at the end of the lesson, but I just want to go through the power chords and remind you how they're played and what they're called on what frets. So just to recap, we did learn the names of the strings today. If some of you have forgotten them, I noticed that some of you did forget them, so we'll go through it again. So it's E, A, D, G, B, E. So we had elephants and donkeys grow big ears. So today we're just going to be concentrating on the E and the A, just to help us out with this power chord. So let's learn the power chord again. So the power chord will be up on the screen there. You'll see it on the diagram. It's only two fingers we need. You can either use your first finger and your ring finger, or you can use your little finger if you're having trouble with the stretch. So we'll use the G for an example. So when we press on the 3rd fret on the low E string up here, it's a G note. And then when we do a power chord in that same position, it becomes a G power chord. So we need to put our first finger on the G note, 3rd fret, low E string, and our ring finger on the 5th string, on the 5th fret. So that's the shape you end up with. And if you look at the diagram and compare my hand with the diagram, you'll get an idea of how it should look. If you can't reach with your ring finger, use your little finger, it's okay. So that's a G power chord. And if you can keep your fingers straight to mute the bottom strings, or the lower strings here, it'll help you a lot. If you can't, that's fine. Just make sure you only strum the top 2 strings. And that's how you get your power chord sound. So that's a G. And if we move it back to the 1st fret here, it becomes an F. And if we move it back another fret where our finger comes off here, it becomes an E, because that note is E. There's no finger on, there's an E. There's an E power chord. F, G, A, and B if you like. So we have E, F, G, A, B. The musical alphabet only goes to G, if you remember what we spoke about today, and it goes back to A. Once it reaches G, it starts again on A, B, and so forth. The only ones I'd like you to learn for now are the E, F, G, and A, and B if you like. But for the songs that you did today, firstly there was Smoke on the Water, which started off with an E, then a G, then an A, okay, or as some of you say, 0, 3, 5. I'd like you to start trying to say the letters, the notes, the chords now. E, G, A, E, G, A sharp, A. Don't worry a bit too much about the sharps. I'll explain them in a later lesson, but that's what that note is called, A sharp. So that's a different one, and it's only for this song. Then it's E, G, A, G, E, E. All right, so that's Smoke on the Water. If you have any trouble with this one, remind me next week and I'll go through it again for you. Now the Shawn Mendes song was a little bit more difficult and it has an extra chord as well. Now, using the G as an example, if you remove the G, both fingers down one string, it becomes a C chord and you now strum from the 5th string. So same shape, just on a different string. And this chord gets its name from the 5th string, which is A. Then there's B and C, okay? Don't worry too much about that. Just remember that if you want to do a C power chord, just copy the G shape and just bring it down one. Okay? So for the Shawn Mendes song we start on an A and we do 8 strums for each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then a G. Then a C down. And then an F on the 1st fret. Okay, and that's the whole song pretty much. You'll get through the chords, the chorus and the verses with that. So if you sing along with it, which I don't know the words to, so I'm just going to hum it. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 right? Da, 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 da. I don't know the words to this song, but we learnt that one today. So that's how it goes. So it's A, G, C, F, and repeat. 8 strums for each chord. Okay, so that wraps up today's lesson, guys. So practice your power chords. Of course, practice all your other chords and your strumming patterns. I still want you to practice everything else. This is something new for you guys to practice and learn. So we learned about power chords, and we learned some notes on the low E string, and a couple on the 5th string as well. Okay. If you don't remember the notes, that's fine. Just memorize the shape and they'll come to you the more we do the lessons. We'll practice them more, we'll talk about them more, and they'll become second nature to you. Alright guys, that's it. I'll keep it short, and I will see you next week. Good luck guys, and Zoe, I'll see you after your holiday, so enjoy. Everybody else, I'll see you next week.